Callum, we'll just start with a wee bit about the festival. How great do you think it'll be?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. Obviously it's basically a celebration of the club, and a great chance for the fans and the families and everyone to come, get involved. Loads of activities for kids and families to go and enjoy, and obviously the history of the club. It's a real good event that we've put on.
Great at the moment when I suppose you're all on a high, especially after Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's obviously great timing as well. Coming off the back of the weekend, good result. Everything's positive in the city, and yeah, it's a good event. Everyone will be looking forward to it, and as I say, it's a real family fun event. How
good did that one feel at the weekend, especially given what happened in the last game?
Yeah, it was excellent. Obviously we used that motivation for the December game. To go and make sure that we were winners this time round, and you remember that feeling of how down you were, and how down the fans were and everything like that. So as I said, we used that as the motivation to go and win the game.
What's been made after the game about Scott Brown and suggestions that he was trying to wind people up and things? What have you got to say in that?
I don't think Scott did anything wrong. I think these wee tactical mind games, whatever you want to call them, are part of football, and and he actually never done a lot wrong. You see the Morelos one, he runs across the path of him, and he gets that reaction. So people can say what they want about Scott Brown, but that didn't warrant the reaction that he got, and he was basically assaulted twice in the game, for a bit of mind games and a bit of tactics, and that's nothing for anyone to speak about Scott and his behaviour. It's obviously the other side.
Do you feel these games have become a little bit more spiteful?
I don't know. I wouldn't say that. I think in terms of results and as the games have went, they've been a bit tighter. So maybe that's provoked the reaction, fans and players and things like that. So maybe they feel the score lines are a bit tighter. So it adds a bit of spice to the game. But I think for our point of view, we started the game really well, and if we'd have taken our chances, we could have been 2 or 3 up at half time. So. I think these games are always going to be good games. They're always going to be high-charged games, and you've got to keep your cool. You've got to keep 11 men on the pitch to try and win the game. You're
going to that game knowing that any little dig at Morelos could end up as getting a reaction from him.
Well, I think you can see his record over the season. If people provoke him, try and get in his head or whatever, then he's going to react. And I don't think that's any different in a big game for us. We're always trying to get the edge, whether it's football wise or tactical as well. Then you try and get any advantage you can to win these games, because at the end of the day all that matters is the result.
The players are all aware of that then? Is that something that's in the game plan even?
Well, I wouldn't say game plan, but I think the players are they're professional footballers. They understand what they see in other games, and they're not stupid, so they know how to win games. There's different ways of winning football matches, and as I say, if you can provoke people or do things to get an advantage, then it's fair game.
Within the Celtic dressing room, was that spoke about, getting that advantage and knowing that Morelos could be vulnerable to a lash out or two if you wind them up the wrong way?
No, we were focused on the game. We spoke about the game plan before the game, and trying to hit them with the ball where we could hit them in the wide areas and things like that. So no, it was never a specific tactic, but as I said, Scott actually never done anything wrong. He runs across his path and he reacts, and that gives us the advantage. So from then on, you start to think about how can we play against 10 men, and how can we exploit the space. So there was never a specific tactic to set up that way.
Scott Brown is a veteran of these games. He knows how the old firm works. In a sense that the younger Rangers players fall into his trap, in a sense that they bit straight away, and that showed their naivety in a sense. Would you say that was a fair comment?
Well, I think with Scott, obviously he's got massive experience, and that helps you in games like that. He knows how to control everything, control the middle of the pitch, control the fans. He's so good at it. He's the best. He's definitely the best in Scotland at it. So it's somebody you want in your team, and again, I thought he was outstanding in the game as well. So to have somebody of that experience on your team, then it's ultimately going to help you.
Was there also maybe a bit of relief after the game at the result? The fact that they did one over in Ibrox, and when it went 10v10, second half, you can argue say they were the better side. Was there just a sense of relief after the end of the game as well that you had managed to get one over?
Yeah, I think so. I think obviously you're delighted as well, and as you say, the game was a tight game, you know, and then when they went 10v11, you know, they had a wee bit of the ball, and you know, you're going to expect that as well. Teams are going to, you know, have the ball against you and have chances, so it's about how you react to that. And then obviously when we go 10v10, we come back into it again, and ultimately we've got the quality to go and, you know, punish the mistake.
As is the way now after the game, obviously a lot of the boys post things on Twitter, on Instagram in celebration. I saw Scott's a few fishing emojis to suggest perhaps that the Rangers players have taken the bait. When the guys see things like that, do you ever worry that maybe one day he's going to get a comeuppance with this? At the moment he is the master of this game and he's not had that, but maybe one day he will come unstuck in the fixture. Yeah,
I think, you know, all the stuff in, you know, social media or whatever, it's, you know, it's just a bit of noise. It's, you know, it's a bit of banter. It's, you know, obviously the team who wins, the players are going to be happy, and you know, maybe have a wee comment or whatever. That's, for me, I don't take anything to do with social media, and I think that's the reason why. So for us, you know, we're just happy to win the game, and you know, when the next one comes around, then you know, we'll be preparing and trying to do everything we can to win that as well. But you know, as you say, the things on social media, I think it's, you know, it's just a wee bit of back and forward between, you know, the players and the fans, and it shouldn't be taken too seriously, I don't think.
There'll be a big focus on the next meeting between the sides. There'll be a big focus on Scott when he next goes to Ibrox. Do you have any doubts about him handling the occasion again when it comes around?
No, I don't think so. You know, as I said, he's the master of it. He's so good at, you know, controlling the game, dictating the tempo of the game, and you know, helping his players as well. So you know, as I said, if you've got somebody like that in your team, and you know, and that level of experience, then it can only be great for the players. Did he underline kind of the importance to the club in that fixture? Of course, he could have left. There was a debate about whether he'd stay just a few months ago, but now he's maybe underlined that as it gets closer, as Rangers do get better over the coming seasons, he could be a key factor for you. Yeah, exactly. He's been a top player for Celtic, you know, for the last 10, 11 years. He's proved it, you know, time and time again, and in big games and big European games, and you know, big games in Scotland as well. So I think he's always been vital, and you know, he continues to show his importance as well, which is great for the club to still have him. Can I just ask you a couple of questions regarding Scotland? Just obviously you're an increasingly important player for the national team just now. You'll have seen some of the speculation regarding the manager's future of late. How unhelpful is that to the group with just 2 games into a qualifying campaign? Yeah, exactly. It's not great. It's not what anyone wants to see. You know, the players, it's a young group of players, you know, everyone's still learning, still getting caps under their belt, and you know, the managers come under a wee bit of fire. But you know, that happens when you get bad results in football, and it's about the players, you know, and everyone taking responsibility. So it's not just the manager's fault. It's, you know, it's the players. Everyone's still learning. He's still trying to get a group of players together to play the way he wants them to play. So you know, it's still early doors in terms of that. Obviously you want to have success straight away, but you know, that's not always the case. I see today that the tickets have been released for the home qualifiers coming up, and some of the fans like saying, well, £30 ticket to go and watch Scotland just now. Obviously it's been a difficult time. What would you say to encourage them to get behind the side? Because obviously at the moment there is a little bit of bleakness around things. Yeah, I think, you know, it's always important that, you know, you've got the fans backing you, and you know, as a country we've always been strong at that. We've always, you know, had the support from, you know, the nation and everyone getting behind the team, and you know, it's always the same message. It's, you know, the fans turn up, they make the atmosphere, and you know, and we're ultimately there to entertain them and get results. So you know, it's been a difficult start, but the players are still learning. You know, everyone's desperate to do well, you know, and obviously the manager's desperate to do well as well. So you know, we'll digest what's happened obviously over the last couple of weeks, but come the summer games, then everybody will be ready to give their all again for Scotland.
Callum, going back to Sunday's game, there were obviously a few incidents, the red cards, the kind of melee at full time, and then yesterday the kind of vice chair of the Scottish Police Federation came out and said that the players' conduct was unacceptable. What do you make of that? Do you think that's a fair comment? I
think, you know, obviously what the players do is obviously got a massive effect on, you know, what everyone else sees, and you know, it's difficult though. It's, you know, as I said, from our point of view, I don't think we did a huge amount wrong. You know, we prepared properly for the game. We went and won the game, and then, you know, inside your own stadium, you're entitled to celebrate. So I don't think the Celtic players did a huge amount wrong in terms of that. So I don't know. There's obviously been a few flashpoints, but you know, it's obviously hard for everyone to, you know, the players to take responsibility of what happens outside the stadium. I understand that, you know, we're role models, but we can't control everything.
Absolutely. From what I remember, you weren't involved in the big fracas at the end, were you? Did you keep your distance?
I was hiding, aye.
Did you ever kind of fear at any point that the winning goal wasn't coming? After dominating the first half and then second half was a bit of a struggle. Did you kind of think it was going to be one of those days, especially down to 10 men?
Yeah, I think the way the second half went, it was a pretty strange game in terms of the actual footballing side of it. With 10v11, they were the better team, and then obviously we went to 10. We came back into it, and it's fine margins in these games, and as I say, we managed to find the quality when the opportunity came up with the mistake, and then we find the quality to go and put it away, and I think that's the difference for us, that we've got these guys that can change the game in the drop of a hat. I know
it's the amount of late goals that's scored since Lennon's taken charge. Again, what do you put that down to?
I think again just the character of the players and the character of the manager. It's a never say die attitude, and I think we've shown it. Obviously I think we've scored like 4 late goals in the time that he's taken over. So again, it shows that character of the players. We don't know when we're beat or drawn. We keep going to the final whistle, and as I said, you've got to execute that quality when the chances come.
Now 13 points with 7 games left. Do you sort of concede that it would take a monumental collapse on your part to put any other one in the title race for you?
Yeah, I think so. I think obviously now we're in pole position, and we deserve to be. I think our form since the turn of the years has been outstanding, and that's why we're in the position that we're in just now. So I think the focus is there, the performance levels are there, and obviously the results we've been getting have been excellent. So I think for us it's now within touching distance. It's to make sure that we continue to work hard and prepare properly for the games in order to get over the line.
Expecting something a bit different tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think again, St Mirren are fighting for their lives down at the bottom of the table, and sometimes the games can be even harder as well, because they'll be sat in, they'll be dogged, and they'll be fighting for every ball. So again, it's about us coming off the back of an emotional weekend, and trying to get the focus right again, preparation, and then when we turn up on the night, then we do enough to win the game.
The manager says that he's going to look to some of the fringe players in the games coming up. How good will it be for them to get a chance?
Yeah, I think the boys have been working really hard. We've got a really talented squad, and it's great for these guys to get a chance to impress and try and get in the team as well. So I think the boys that have come in have been excellent. Burkey, Tim Weah as well. He's a young kid and he's been excellent. So if the guys get a chance to get a game, then it's brilliant for us. It shows the strength and depth that we've got.
Post-split fixtures could see Celtic maybe winning the league at Ibrox if that scenario was to arise. What was your thoughts on that?
Yeah, again, we had the chance to do it at our place last year, and we took that chance. So whatever the fixtures are drawing, we'll be trying to get it done in the quickest amount of time possible, which means obviously winning the games. So we'll not be looking at who we can win it against or whatever. We'll see what the fixtures bring, and then obviously we'll be determined to go and get it over the line. Could it be that bit sweeter though if it was delivered against Steven Gerrard's side? I think derby games are always special. They're always good when you win them, and as you say, to maybe go and seal a title there against your biggest rivals, then who wouldn't want to do that.
Would you like to see Neil get the job really in summer? Have the players spoke amongst themselves about the situation? There's
not been too much talk about the players and things like that. Obviously the board and it's up to these guys to see who they appoint. I just think the players, obviously, since the gaffer's come in, he's been excellent. The transition's been great as well. We're still winning games, we're still playing well. So, if he got the job, then it'd be excellent as well. He's got a proven record at Celtic before, and he knows the fabric of the club inside out.